Hello and welcome to another Mario Party 8 minigame review. Up today we're playing the duel minigame Loco Motives.
In this one, you're trying to control your trains and make sure they don't hit your balloons. If they get too close, you have to tap your train to reverse course, and whoever pops 3 of their balloons first will lose.
Well, I've got to say, this isn't the worst concept for a minigame. I don't think we've ever played one like this before, so it was refreshing going into it.
Yeah, I love when they give us a new concept. It makes playing these minigames much more interesting.
Yeah, and again, it's a good one for the Wii Remote. I don't think it would have the same appeal if you were, I don't know, like tapping on the control stick to switch your cursor between trains or something. Having to point and then click on the train is definitely the best way to do this.
Yeah, and one thing we haven't talked about yet is the varying speed. So when you first start playing this one, your trains are going pretty slow, so it's super manageable to change their course. But then the longer the minigame goes on, the faster your trains go. So it gets incredibly chaotic.
Yeah, I do think it starts off a little too slow. I mean, the first, 30 seconds of this minigame is so slow that I don't think anyone's really going to lose a point. But like you said, once they speed up, that's where things get interesting.
And you have 3 trains you're watching, so it's a lot to manage.
Yeah, especially when the timing gets to be just right so that 2 of the trains are always hitting their balloons at pretty much the same time. It gets to be tricky, and that's where the balloons start to get popped at.
Yeah, when that started to happen, I felt like I was trying to rush to hit my train and felt like I hit my train but then didn't, or accidentally hit a different train. So that didn't feel that great, but it could be more user error than the control's fault.
Yeah, it does get tricky to point with the Wii Remote when they get fast. And sometimes I'd overcompensate when I thought I missed clicking on the train and end up clicking the train twice. So it would start to reverse and then just reverse back into the balloon and cost me a point.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
But that's not the worst fault. I mean, you can't blame the minigame for that, right? It was definitely our fault.
Right, but something to keep in mind while you're playing it, for sure.
But even though this is a pretty fresh concept for a minigame, I still don't think it was necessarily great. I mean, maybe it was because the beginning took so long to really get challenging, or maybe it was because the pointer controls can be a little bit tricky when the trains start going fast. But every time we left this minigame, I would always just think, well, that was fun, but not great.
Yeah, and this one caused me a lot of anxiety. Like, it was fun that it was chaotic, but it got a little too stressful that I almost didn't enjoy it.
So overall, Loco Motives is good because it's a good, fresh concept for a minigame, and the pointer controls work pretty well for it. Although when the minigame starts to get pretty hectic and fast-paced, it does get to be harder and harder to accurately click on the trains. It's a really fun minigame, but I don't think it's anything amazing. We're giving it 3 stars out of 5.
Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this review, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. You know, most of you aren't subscribed. Why is that? Up next, we'll be playing Mario Matrix.
Wow, Yoshi just wishes he had a Matrix of his own.
Yeah, where's Yoshi's Matrix?
Well, if you want to see how Mario's Matrix is, come back for our next video.
Hope to see you then.